What happens when we die? Is there an afterlife? Do we go to heaven? Or even worse, hell? Can we communicate with the dead? And if we can, should we? Let's find out.
What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 7 of San Pedro Paranormal.
Episode 7.
I can't believe it, dude. Episode 7. Happy Friday the 13th to everyone. I'm here again. I don't know if we have to keep on introducing ourselves. I think people already know who we are, but, just for...
Cool. Go back and forth.
I'm here with my co-host, Carlos. I am your host, Tony. And if you saw in the title of this video, we are going to be talking about psychics today. Psychics... what else do they call them? They call them fortune tellers,
tarot card readers, mediums, fortune tellers.
Spiritual mediums. Yeah, and we're going to be having actually an interview with a spiritual medium over the phone. It's not going to be live, with everything going on right now with the coronavirus and stuff. So, we're trying to stay safe, keep everybody safe, including, ourselves and
definitely
and guests. So, so why don't we start, with today's topic?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, when's the first time you heard about psychics or media? Was it through movies or was it through family?
Probably through movies, media like that, anything on TV, comic books, things like that.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think about that, like X-Men and stuff.
Yeah, X-Men, all that different things.
Okay.
Mutant powers, maybe they have mutant powers. But comic books, movies, anything like that. Oh, maybe cartoons too. I remember seeing a lot of movies with cartoons like Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny. They have a lot of skits.
I remember Bugs Bunny used to put on that funny hat and have a crystal ball.
Yeah.
That's right.
Almost like Johnny Carson.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The funny thing is, the first time I remember like hearing about like mediums or people that could communicate with the dead.
Like on a serious note.
Like on a serious note was in church.
Really? Of all places.
Mm-hmm.
In church.
Well, in the Bible, there's a lot of talk about that.
Really?
About mediums. I think there was a part of the Bible where I think King David or one of them kings, went to see a medium to see if he was gonna win or lose a battle.
Right. And
then she told, I forgot what she said, but they ended up, I think, killing her or something.
Because she told the wrong, or where he didn't.
Because I guess they believe that like they would communicate like with demons or the devil. So it was very
like the black arts or like dark magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was I don't think it was like back then looked upon like something good. Mm-hmm. So
it's like it's not part of our religious doctrine, so you must die.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what? I actually, speaking about that, I actually want to do an episode on religion. Okay. And why religion, like almost like doesn't allow, people like to like do anything, have anything to do with magic or things like that. But yeah, so that was the first time I ever had like and I remember seeing the pictures in these books. I'm not gonna say what religion or anything. I have nothing against religion, but I remember seeing in the books they would always. Do a drawing of the fortune teller or the psychics, and it would be like an old hag.
Right. Yeah. One eye.
Even in movies.
One eye in front of the crystal ball.
Mm-hmm. Even in movies, when you watch movies like Robin Hood and stuff like that, the old Robin Hood movie, they would show like witches and stuff, and they always look like all like toothless and.
Right.
But we know now that that's not the case because the spiritual medium we're going to be interviewing, she actually does also some modeling.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, it's nothing like the movies, like you would expect from the films. But yeah, we're going to be actually calling her in a few minutes. Let me see what time it is. I think
about 14 minutes.
Oh, yeah. We have a little bit of time. Mm-hmm. So, so it's funny that, that's the first, when I think about psychics and mediums, that's the first thing that pops to my mind, church.
Right.
Yeah, maybe I should go back to church.
Maybe. Yeah. Do you remember what this conversation was about at church?
I think the whole thing was about like how it's bad, like not to go to don't go see psychics, don't go go see mediums. You know that I guess they there was a thing where they would think like if you went to see them, like demons would follow you home and like.
Right. Well, it's understandable because they're preaching the word of God and Christ there, so they're trying to keep you on that track.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I like even now. I mean, what do you think about mediums?
You know what? I haven't really thought about them too much. I would just pass them off as like I don't really believe them. But now I'm kind of interested in what they are. I was doing a little bit of research this week. Saw a couple of videos and I tried to read some articles, but I didn't really have the time about how they learn, or not how they learn, but how they pretty much work these cards to give you a future or an insight on them. The tarot readers, I should say, right? Not the mediums.
Yeah.
But I think I find it fascinating and I want to know more about it. That's why when we have the interview, I want to ask her, like, okay, so did somebody teach you this? Do the cards talk? Did you talk? Do you read people's body language? Or is it just energy coming through the cards that give you the information you're looking for?
Because I mean, you know, as everybody knows, like, they also say that they could even do it now over the phone. That's why they have those phone numbers where you could call and, you know, they sense, just by hearing, I think by you telling them your name. And I think it was a birthday. And that from that alone, they could get information from
right.
You. Yeah. And you know what? I was talking to my wife earlier about this, how, you know, we were going to do the psychic episode. And I brought up, there's a TV show with a very famous, you know, spiritual medium. What's her name? Some lady with big blonde hair. You've probably seen it.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I was telling my wife, like, sometimes when I see the show and the certain questions they ask, I remember there was this one episode where she was asking people, like, you know, does anybody have like a grandfather that just passed? And then somebody would say, yes, you know, I do. And then she would be like, I see like a letter M or an N maybe. And then the person would be like, oh yeah, his name was so and so. But then she would be like, oh, well, he says that this and this. And I'm like, wait a second. If he says this and this, why can't he say his name right from the bat?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so you know, and the thing is, I'm not a non-believer, but I'm kind of like, you know, I'm on the fence.
Well, he's just, yeah. Well, you're an investigator, so you
yeah,
like to.
I'm on the fence, and you know, it's. I think it makes it a lot more fun when you're a little skeptical about everything. You know, because then you keep on asking questions about everything. If you get one answer, you ask 2 questions about that answer, and so on. And
yeah, this piques the mind.
Yeah. So
there was another show too on TV where a guy would come on to a large audience. He'd be center stage and he would ask audience members certain things. And that guy was pretty popular for a while. And then they started making memes about him because they kind of discovered that he was a faker. So later
That's
on,
right. That's right. Yeah, I remember. I think he even came out on the show Oprah.
He came out on Oprah.
He came out on Oprah and a few shows. A few shows. But yeah, I remember that guy. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of memes online about that.
Yeah, it's just that, you know, so it's like I said, sometimes, you know, it seems like almost like they kind of, you know, they'll say something, but then they say something that kind of contradicts what they just said. So that's what kind of confuses me. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see when we interview Nicole Sixx tonight, and see if maybe she could put some, you know, give us some information on
some
that.
perspective into what it's all about.
Yeah, because I know there's different levels. You know, there's different levels in the whole, you know, the psychic thing. I did some research, and supposedly there's psychics, and then when you level up, you become a spiritual medium.
Okay.
So, you know, there's different steps.
Oh, so they're related in a way. Okay, but just
there's different steps. And I think Nicole, she does a spiritual medium, and she also does tarot card reading. Okay. You know, maybe she could do a reading for us over the phone.
Or the phone, or maybe one day if she...
yeah, hopefully one day she could come.
Yeah.
I think that would be...
foreseeable future.
That would be fun. But, yeah, so, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and call her now? I think she'll be ready. And the thing is, she only has 30 minutes. Because she was going to do something. I think she's also going to be in a couple of films.
Really? Ooh, okay.
So she'll tell us about that. But, anyways, how was your day today? Everything
was good. Work was good. Very busy. But I'm here at job number 2 and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Dude, I look forward to Fridays now.
Yes.
This has become like my new... Before I'm a big movie buff, so Fridays would be like my whole watching movies and everything. But now it's like, you know, I look forward to doing these episodes.
Same here. It's improved the quality of life for me. I love doing these interviews here with Tony, and there's also the behind the scenes things too that I like to do also. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because it's not only what we're doing while we're filming, but when we're doing editing and stuff, and
sometimes we come across a little problem, but it's we solve it.
Figure it out.
We'll figure it
and
out.
Hopefully the shows are getting better as we go too.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So let's see if Nicole's here.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, Nicole?
Hello.
Yep, this is Nicole speaking.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. This is Tony and Carlos with San Pedro Paranormal.
Hi, Nicole. It's Carlos.
Hi. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
You know what? First of all, I want to thank you for, taking the time to do this over the phone interview with us.
I'm glad to be here.
Awesome.
I can only be on for 30 minutes, though.
Oh, no problem. You know what? I actually just made 10 questions so we could,
Awesome.
we won't take so much time,
cool.
so much of your time. But you know what? Why don't we start with, I guess, the kind of like the beginning. How is it that you got into? Well, you know what? First of all, why don't you tell us what you do?
Well, I am a tarot reader, and I have some spirit guides who help me out. Their names are Bellas and Astrid. And I am also a writer, and I write short horror stories based off of things that I see that happen in real life, and then I make them a little bit more supernatural.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Very cool.
And you know what? I was looking at your one of your, I think it was your Instagram or your Facebook. I saw that you also do some modeling. Do you do modeling too?
I do. I do fetish modeling mostly, stuff with fishnets and things like that.
Oh, nice. All right. So, how was it that you got into the whole psychic thing? Was it something you were born with, or is it something you developed?
I was born with it. I used to have dreams that would come true when I was younger. Sometimes they were pretty scary.
Oh, wow.
So I've always sort of had this intuition.
Okay. And you know what, is this something that like anybody could develop, or is it just specific just to people born with it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I asked if this is something that anybody could like develop, or is it just you have to be born with it?
Like a gift?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose you could probably try to hone the gift, but I think of genuine intuition, genuine intuitives. I think we're born with it.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
And you know what?
But if you practice ritual magic enough, you can get a feel for it, regardless of if magic will find you if you're looking for it.
Uh-huh.
True. And you know what? When you do your readings, is it just, can you do it like just by looking at a picture, or just like by getting somebody's name and birthday?
No, I use tarot cards. Sometimes I get a feeling off of a person, but it won't be that specific. What I do is I sit down and I have them think really hard about the situation that they're in, and then the cards will help show me where they're at and help me give them advice to where they want to go.
Okay. Do you shuffle the cards, or they shuffle the cards, or split it, or how does that work?
I shuffle the cards. I make them pick the cards, though.
Oh, okay.
It's my deck, so I have to shuffle.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
You know what's I was gonna ask you, have you ever had anything scary happen after you do a reading with someone, like something follow you that that you don't want following you?
Nothing after I've done readings, but when I was younger, I mean, I'm not scared of anything now that I kind of know what was out there in the darkness. Like now I have spirit guides, it doesn't really scare me because it's like, well, there are things that go bump in the night, but I got two of them as friends, so I'm okay with that.
Okay.
But when I was younger, there was this time something wandered into my house, something that didn't have a corporeal form, and it put a hand over my face, and it freaked me the fuck out. That's the only time that I got anything really scary. And my dog saw it, and he was like freaking out, and it was like, it was a spirit of some kind, and that was a scary scene.
Oh,
wow, okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was gonna ask you. Can you like do a reading on yourself?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I do tarot readings for myself.
Oh,
But you have to be skilled in order to do that, right? You can't just be a novice or anything like that.
I'm sorry, you're a little quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't hear you.
You have to be skilled in order to do that, right? You don't want to have a novice doing that, or you have to have a lot of experience.
Well, I began with readings for myself, and then I didn't usually give other people readings. I only started doing that a couple of years ago because my friend needed a tarot reader at a party.
Okay.
I have a really good relationship with my deck. I use a Morgan Greer deck. And so all the pictures speak for themselves, combined with the meanings of the tarot cards.
Speaking of decks, there's several.
An intuitive deck.
Okay, there's several different types of decks, right? Different sets or so, or different ways of putting the cards down. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's different types of decks because there's different types of art. Mm-hmm. And the art on a tarot deck is very important because the art is part of it.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? When you started doing the tarot card readings and stuff, did you ever get like ridiculed by like either family or friends?
No, the most common thing I have is people tell me they're Christians, so they don't want their cards read, and I'm fine with that. Yeah. I'm technically Christian too. I believe there's God and then everything else. I think God made everything.
Yeah, that's kind of
that's called. Oh, sorry.
That's kind of like something that I've been kind of having to deal with recently because I started the YouTube channel and doing because I've been doing the EVP thing for a while now, but not a lot of people knew about it. But once I started kind of showing people, people started like sending me messages like the devil, that I'm gonna bring the devil home,
right? A lot of rude comments,
yeah. So that
right.
Yeah.
Well, in witchcraft, we call it source work, which means you believe there is a divine creative force that made everything. And then if you work with spirit guides, you usually believe in a heaven and a hell.
Okay.
I don't actually believe in hell. I think we made that up. I think we took it from the Greeks because the Jews didn't have a hell. But I believe in an afterlife. I believe in heaven. I believe that when the soul departs the body, it returns to energy. And I believe that there's positive energy and negative energy. Mm-hmm. And so how you live your life determines which way you'll be, if you're going to have a negative passing or a positive passing.
Okay. And you know what? I was going to ask you too. You said that you call yourself a tarot card reader or a spiritual medium?
Spiritual medium is a good word for it. I just call myself a witch. I keep it simple.
A witch.
I have crystals and sage and stuff too. So, but if you were to do it, it'd be a spiritual medium because, like I said, I commune with spirits.
So I mean,
so another word for that would be a witch doctor.
Oh, okay, I see. So when you say you commune with spirits, is it like almost like a telepathic thing, or is it something you hear or you visualize in your mind?
It's not like I hear or see things. Mm-hmm. They just sort of heighten my intuitions. They give me feelings and dreams.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and do you have anything you want to ask?
Oh no, not at this time right now.
So I know there's a lot of backlash on psychics and mediums and stuff. And what do you think about the whole because I did try to do a couple of interviews with some local psychics here in San Pedro, and everybody seemed to turn me down. And do you think? What do you think is like the percentage of people that actually have abilities, that actually have this gift?
I think it's very rare. I don't meet a lot of other even witches really. Like it's something that if you're born with it, I know that it's rare. But again, if you do enough ritual magic work, you can develop an affinity with spirits. So there was this thing called the Goetia, and that's where spirits come from. For instance, the two spirit guides I have are direct from the Goetia, and then you form a sort of pact with them where they get what they want and you get what you want, and they give advice. Socrates himself used to consult a daemon, and that's what they are called now. People call them daemons, not demons, because you're not. There's no hellfire and brimstone when you're dealing with them. You're just talking to spirits, basically.
Okay, I see. And I mean, right before we called you, we were talking about how I remember the first time knowing about psychics was it's funny because I remember my first time was at church when because there is parts of the Bible where it talks about like when certain people went to see like a medium.
In the book of Joel, they talk about how your daughters will dream dreams and your sons will have visions. God gives the gift. I was born this way.
And so
I have honed it my own way, but I was born with it.
Yeah. So do you believe that it's become more acceptable now? Because I know it was always kind of...
It's definitely become more acceptable. Right. It's more like people just don't believe your magic anymore. Like there's a lot of skepticism about that sort of stuff.
That's
but
true.
I do get certain people who are like, I'm Christian, I can't have a tarot reading. And I respect that.
Yeah.
All of these things, including like the Freemasons and all that stuff, the Illuminati, all of it's based in God, though. It starts with God. It's, I mean, it's just, we believe there's a higher power, and then there's everything else.
Okay. And what's your what do you think about like the thing we do where we do ghost hunts and stuff? What do you think that's real?
Yeah.
I believe that sometimes an energy remains on Earth because it doesn't have a heaven. So if in life you were a Christian, you're going to go to heaven when you die. If in life you were, say, a Buddhist, then you're probably not going to go to heaven. Your energy is going to then remain here unless you have done a good enough job, and then you'll reach nirvana and return to the void. It's when we die, our soul leaves. And then if the soul has a heaven to go to, like if you had a strong faith, I believe you go to that heaven. I say that heaven because there's different beliefs than just what I believe, which is God and God's heaven. So if you don't have a heaven to go to, though, say you're an atheist, your soul's still going to depart your body, and then it's just going to be kind of wandering around there. And there's all sorts of low-born spirits that hang out. There's I believe in the fifth dimension of energy, but there's also a third dimension, a lower third dimension, where that's where you would have your evil spirits or your spirits that are resentful, the ones that weren't able to pass on, they have unfinished business. That's where I believe your energy ends up if you don't have a heaven to go to.
Okay.
So I think that you can totally be talking to ghosts, but I think ghosts are more complicated than we think.
Yeah, because you know what? Sometimes I even question myself when I do these these EVP recordings and stuff. Sometimes I think maybe it's just my mind, like trying to make something up to believe in something. Trying to believe that something happens after we die.
Something I've died before actually, and there is something there.
Okay. You seem to be have a lot of information. Where do you get all your information from? Is it something that you were just born knowing?
I read a lot.
Okay.
I also talk to other witches. I even talk to some Freemasons. Okay. I'm always hungry for new info. And then some things I get just because my guides will bring me information I need. Sometimes I found just stories on the internet, and I go and look at the person who's posting them, and they're legit. They know their stuff.
Oh, okay.
Just depends. There's a scripture in the Bible, actually, that says the Holy Spirit will reveal to you what you need to know when you need to know it. And that's not exact. I'm not able to quote it, but it's kind of how it is. If the God or my guide doesn't, I sometimes just stumble upon the perfect piece of information.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice. So you said you've written books, right?
I have. I write a series called Some Fucked Up Shit. And so it's Some Fucked Up Shit is Volume 1. Some Fucked Up Shit Volume 2 is Ghosts, and it's all ghost stories. And I'm working on Some Fucked Up Shit Witches right now. It's all witch stories.
Oh, nice. And have you ever written a book on all the stuff you're telling us right now? Because that seems like something I would want to buy.
Definitely.
I would want to buy and read that book.
Want to find an Amazon
Maybe
or a bookstore.
someday. There are other people out there that are much more knowledgeable than I am. I mean, I'm technically still learning a lot about ritualistic magic because I never really did it. I was just a natural. Okay. But with the Goetia especially, there's a lot of rituals that go into it.
Oh, nice. All right. And do you have a YouTube channel or you don't?
Or website or anything?
I don't. I have a YouTube channel, but I don't use it.
Okay, I see. All right. Is there anything you would like to plug, like your Instagram or?
Oh, yeah. Follow me on Instagram because right now I'm at 5,000 followers on Facebook, so I can't accept any new friends. But I'll follow you back if you follow me on Instagram. That's Nicole Six Books.
Nicole Six Books.
Nicole Six Books.
Gotcha. All right. Is there any shout outs you want to do to friends or family? Or the spirits?
No, I'm working on a couple of movies with some people, I guess.
Oh, I know. I saw that. I saw that on.
Early.
Yeah, I saw that on your Instagram that you were going to be a part of some films. So that's exciting.
One of them is called "Come Wander with Me," and I actually play myself as a tarot reader. I'm the oracle in that story.
Nice. Well, that's good. I'm
working with this.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I'm working with this self-made millionaire on it. And he wants to do a project about his life here in LA.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm so glad I found you. You know, I just found you by chance on on YouTube. But you know,
See, the guides will find you a way.
Oh, that's true, huh? That's true. All right, Nicole. Well, you know what?
Nicole.
Thank you for taking the time. You know, for talking to us, and I know you're busy, and hopefully one day, you know, we're able to have you here in studio.
Yes, that'll be awesome.
I think that would
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, you know, we'll get a limo to bring you over here, or something, you know. But we would love to have you.
I don't think that'll be necessary. We can just Uber or Lyft, or I'll have my friend Louise to drive me everywhere, drive me there.
All right, Nicole.
Yes.
Well, thank you for being with us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
It was
Bye-bye.
a lot of fun. Bye, boys.
Bye. Wow, she's full of knowledge.
Wow, man.
Wow. I was not prepared for this one.
I know. You know, my mind's just. It was just so interesting. Everything she had to say was just like information. Yes. That's why I was like, you know what? If you wrote a book, I would read this book.
Like a Tobin Spirit Guide or some sort of I don't know, encyclopedia of whatever knowledge she has. Yeah. I would pick that up.
Yeah, and you know what? I found her on a YouTube video from you know, I'll give a quick shout out to it's a Wet Movie One, Brendan Mitchell. You know, he makes a movie hoarding, you know, like looking for rare movies and stuff. And he actually went to LA and they had a tarot card reading done by her. So that's how I found her, which is crazy because you know, and I was thinking of okay, I should do an episode on psychics because we have some psychics here in San Pedro. And when I saw that, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna look for her on Facebook and see if I could find her. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Her Facebook is full. She has the max amount of followers, of friends. So
that's intense.
So you know what? I was like, you know what? Let me send her a message through Messenger, and maybe she'll answer. Mm-hmm. And well, she did, and now this happened. So
that's great.
It's crazy. It's like meant to be.
The communicator comes through again.
Yeah. So you know, thanks again to Nicole Six.
Oh, thank you, Nicole.
You could follow her on her Instagram at Nicole Six Books, and not Facebook because you can't.
That's when she was talking and gave us all the knowledge. I was like, what? Yeah. Like, would you like to ask her any questions? I was like, not at this time.
Yeah, it was just so much information, and the thing is, she only had limited time to talk to us.
Yes.
Let me stop.
But we appreciate the time she gave us.
Yeah, I mean, man, what a smart woman. Mm-hmm. And you know what?
Very
Probably while we were doing the thing, we'll put some pictures in there of her because I do have some pictures that we could share, or maybe right here we'll insert them. But yeah, a lot of knowledge, and it's some. You know what? Nicole is like the type of person that I could probably sit down and talk to for hours.
Yes. You
know, because I'll just have question after question.
And I'll just be there watching you guys, like, all right.
Yeah, if I could just ask questions forever, I would. But you know, time was limited.
Yeah, because everything that she answered or every little tidbit she gave, you can branch out of that into so many other different subjects. Mm-hmm. She was just on and on.
Yeah, she's very knowledgeable. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so hopefully she is able to maybe one day come in and do a live interview. Yes. I think that would be awesome.
It would be.
But yeah, I think is there anything you want to talk about, Carlos?
Not at this time. Just like we were talking about earlier.
You know what? I feel kind of like almost like when you finish a race.
Right.
You know, because it was.
Well, we're on episode 7, but we're still new to this whole thing, and we changed it up last week with having Chrissy here, the pinup.
Oh yeah, the episode 6. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
That was our first interview with someone in here,
with a guest, having a guest.
With us having a guest, and having this now, it's fun, exhilarating. It's pretty much, it feels like we're picking up steam, and we're just enjoying this a lot more.
Yeah. And the thing is, I was like thinking, man, she would bring something up, and it's okay. I have a question about that, but I had to stick to my list of questions because then or else, I would never finish.
I want to get more into the tarot cards. That's why I was asking those questions, but she just expanded on everything else. Yeah. How it's just the history of it, which she's still religious, but at the same time she does tarot cards, and the history of the whole thing.
And then the thing is, you know what I did. The good thing you brought up the whole thing of there being different kinds of decks. I didn't even know there was different kinds of decks.
I did a little bit of research on there, and I want to get more into that. There's different types of decks, different types of sets. Even the artwork is done by different people at different times in this in the past couple 200 or 300 years or whatever, maybe even more than that. Yeah, and each one means something different.
Yeah, and on this video I saw her on YouTube she actually did a reading to Brendan Mitchell, and she actually got it right, because the thing is, this YouTuber, he was going through a big change in his life. He was moving out of his house, and they were gonna he moved somewhere else far away, and so he had lost his job and his ID and trying to get a job, and she said she told him, she's like, you know what, you're going through a lot of changes, but it's all gonna work out in the end. And then when he left, he's all like, oh my god, like that's crazy how did she know,
Right.
But yeah, she's
the energies, probably energies. Yeah.
very, very smart woman. Let's see, what else can we talk about psychics today? My mind is kind of like I'm in blank now.
Can you call her again and maybe talk more?
Let's call her back.
Call her back.
Nicole, we forgot to ask you one more thing.
One more long question.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I mean I think the whole. Did I mention that I went to see some of the psychics here in San Pedro? Or not yet?
I believe you did, but that you were asking them if it could be on the show, right?
I don't think I mentioned it on the show.
Oh no? Okay.
I think we were talking about it right before we started recording.
Yeah.
But or did I mention? Oh no, I mentioned it to Nicole.
Yeah,
that's
Nicole
right.
did.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I just answered, because I thought you went to these other guys. And
I did go. I did make some phone calls, and I went to a couple of places. I called some of the places here in San Pedro, and I went to one of the places here in San Pedro, but they said they weren't interested. Mm-hmm. So, they didn't want to be on film, and I even said, can just recording at least like an interview on the phone, and
right, and still nothing.
No interest.
Mm-hmm.
That
kind of gets me thinking, like, okay, are they like frauds because they don't want to be on, or they don't?
And like Nicole said, like it's very rare. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, there's no way there's like, you drive to we're right here close to the city of Harbor City, Lomita, and every few blocks you'll see a like psychic,
yeah,
hand readings for $20 and stuff.
Every hole in the wall, little office that's never been for anything else. It's just been for psychic reading.
Yeah,
the neon sign with the palm.
Yeah, so you know what, I agree with what she says about it being rare. So I would think maybe 1 out of every like 100 is probably real.
Yeah,
that's just my guesstimation.
Yeah.
yeah, but you know what, I actually went to go see I don't think she was a spiritual medium. I think she was more of a palm reader.
Okay.
Right? Is there something called palm reading?
Yes, it's palm reading, yes.
I went to see a palm reader in a swap meet in LA. Mm-hmm. This was maybe 10 years ago.
That's where everybody goes.
Yeah, like 10 years ago. And you know what? I didn't go to look for a psychic or anything. Yeah. I think I was buying shoes or something. I was buying Converse. But I was walking next to they had these little booths. And this lady, she's like, oh, come over, $20 and I'll read your palm. Mm-hmm. And she told me some things that were just like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that somebody put a curse on me and somebody was jealous of me. And I was just like, well, can you give me some names? She's like, I can't see the names, but it's someone. And I'm like, okay. And but the thing is, here's the part that kind of like made me think, you know what? Is this real? Because, she ended up saying, this person that put a curse on you, this curse is making you not make enough money, not have enough success in life. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, well, what can I do? And she's like, well, for an additional $50, I could do a cleansing. Oh, my. And, get rid of this curse. Wow. So that's when I was like, oh, okay.
the free sample.
Yeah. And it wasn't even a free sample. It had to be $20.
$20 and then $50 on top of that.
And then $50 on top to get the cleansing. To get the curse.
Oh man.
Off of me. So, yeah. So I do believe that there has to be people that have that ability. Mm-hmm. I think, because I even think that maybe a lot of us are born with a little bit of psychic ability because
a little bit of intuition or so.
I'm pretty sure almost everybody has had that thing where you're about to do something, but then something tells you like, maybe I should, I shouldn't do this. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes when I'm driving, I'll be at a stop sign, and I'm a creature of habit. I always take the same streets and everything all the time. But once in a while, I'll be at a street and I'm like, and I'll get a feeling like, maybe I should go a different way today.
I haven't had that feeling too.
Yeah. So I think everybody does it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, who who knows? I hate saying that.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because of that. Maybe it's something that's telling us, you know what, like protecting us from something bad that might happen if we go a certain way.
Like a good instinct.
Yeah. So I do believe maybe there's people that have a better connection to themselves with, you know, with those kind of feelings. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it and you know what? There was another occasion when that and this was a little different, but still it was something that happened. I don't believe it was psychic, but I think sometimes there's things that happen to guide you in certain paths, you know. And this one time I was at Target with my family, and my wife was looking for a gift card in her wallet, and this gift card was, I think, it was a store at the mall. And so the plan was to go to Target and then drive to Del Amo Mall. But the thing is, when she was looking for the gift card, and she always puts her gift cards in like a little zipper on the outside of the wallets. And she opened it and it wasn't there. So, you know, then she starts like panicking, like, where's the gift card? Where's the gift card? And, you know, I'm like, you know what? Let me check it. So I took the wallet, went outside, opened the trunk, put the wallet down, took everything out, every paper, every credit card stuff. I took everything out, opened the zipper, and looked inside to see maybe if there was like, you know, sometimes you get a little tear and you'll put the stuff on the other side. Yeah. So
the fabric, yeah.
Yeah. So I looked through everything, and finally I put everything back, and I was like, you know what? It's not here. Mm-hmm. Let's just go home. I go, maybe you left it at home. So I put everything back. We're driving home, you know, to right here through the 110, and we get to the exit of the freeway on Gaffey Street, and she opens the zipper, because I guess she was just curious, like, where is the damn gift card? She opens the zipper, and the card is right there.
What?
And she was like, she just looked at, like, she went like kind of pale and looked at me like, what the?
So maybe it wasn't meant to be to use that card, or?
No, I think what happened, what I believe is that maybe there was something that was like, you know what, don't go that way.
Through that, yeah.
Come home. Mm-hmm. So that's what I think, you know, and so I know that there has to be some kind of force out there, you know, that I don't know.
Maybe it's a guardian angel or something out
there.
there.
And like Nicole says, she has her spirit guides.
Right.
You know, what if we all have spirit guides? We just don't, you know, we can't communicate with them like certain people can.
Right.
So it's a very interesting, you know, topic to talk about.
Definitely.
Being able to be psychic and all that.
She said she had two of them, right?
Yeah, two spirit guides.
Two spirit guides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but as long as it's not Phenomenon with John Travolta, that movie sucked.
Film review coming soon.
Yeah. No, I'm never reviewing that movie. But I think that's it for today.
I think so too.
Yeah. Should we maybe do you have any shout outs or anything you want to do?
No shout outs this time.
Not today. No friends, nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. I do want to do what is it that you call it? Not a shout out, but honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Yeah. We have a viewer. I believe the viewer's name is Matrix, and this viewer actually, you know, helped us out to get some lighting, because I don't know if you could tell in this video and the last video, it's a little dark. The video's a little dark because we got a new camera. But now that we got the new camera, now we have to upgrade the lights and we have to upgrade computer and stuff. So this viewer actually, you know, donated the money to purchase the lighting for our studio. Our studio, it's a garage, a studio. So I wanna give a shout out and a thank you very much to Matrix for that donation.
It's gonna be amazing now.
Yeah,
we're gonna have some great lighting.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna pick them up tomorrow, hopefully.
Beautiful.
But I wanted to do that, and I also wanted to give a shout out to Lex Wall. Remember that guy that does the ghost stories?
Yes.
The podcast?
Yes.
I actually found him today at Target.
You saw him?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
He had a hoodie on. I couldn't recognize you, Lex. I'm sorry. But yeah, so I found him, and he was all, what do you call it, incognito kind of? Incognito, because, you know, with the whole thing, the stores are going crazy. Mm-hmm. I actually had to wait in line, I think a little more than an hour to pay for some groceries.
Wow.
Because everybody's panicking with the whole coronavirus thing. And, you know, people are buying all the there's no toilet paper, no water. Oh my God. And I just went to buy some chips.
Yeah.
Not really. I want to buy other
Let's
stuff.
get a filter system and a bidet. You'll be all right.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching today. You know, it was a really good episode, and
Amazing episode.
Yeah, it was a great episode. Thank you, Nick. You know, don't forget to follow Nicole Six Books on Instagram, and you know, thank you again, Nicole. And also, you know, if you can, like, share, subscribe to our channel, because I know we're getting a lot of views, but not enough subscribers. I guess some people are just watching the video. So if you could do us a favor of subscribing to the channel,
it'll help out a lot.
And press that little notification bell. You know, so that way every time a video comes up, you can watch it. And also, you know, follow us on our San Pedro Paranormal Facebook page and Instagram. Yeah. But yeah, guys. So I think we're done.
We're done with Friday the 13th.
Happy Friday the 13th. Go watch the movie with, is it Jason?
Jason.
Yeah, Jason.
Slasher Films.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll
much.
see you guys next time.
Thank you.